Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Aussie Tech Heads, episode 298 this week on the, what is it this week? The 12th of July. Geez, this month's half gone already. What's going on? Well, yes, so welcome. Welcome, Lounge, live.thesecrethub.com, and welcome, Eric and Will. How are you guys going?
Hi, mate. How you going?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
How are we, gents?
Yeah, good, Will. Good. And Eric, what's been going on this week? Keeping busy, I imagine?
I have been a little bit busy, yes. If my audio is a bit funny, let me know, please. No, it's been okay. No complaints. Good.
Good.
All good.
That's good. And Will, battery man, all good?
It's been interesting week. The weather helps. It only rains when I get out of the vehicle to do a battery. When I'm actually in the car,
It's sunny.
rain.
Oh, it's good. That's how it's supposed to work. All right. So as I said before, we go live Thursday nights, live.thesecrethub.com. If you want to watch the live recording of the show, otherwise you can get you on the youtube.com/. Oh no, what we've got a new address, hasn't we? We've got video.aussietechheads.com.au. That's right. That's right indeed. Or you could also just go up to the aussietechheads.com.au webpage, click on the videos right on the front page. Call in live through the show. Skype is the handle. You can also get a little paper downloaded to your iPad. It's paper.aussietechheads.com.au. It's pretty good. Got so just various stories from around the place, not just all tech. It's entertainment and all this sort of stuff. Nifty little app that produces all that out for us. So that's good. Paper.li, I think it's called. It's really good. Good quality appsmanship there. And as always, techwebcast.info replayed before the show at 7 o'clock. All right. Bit of news this week, not too much. I found it, once again, a bit of Apple-driven week. I don't know about everyone else, but I don't know what it is about Apple, but they just know how to get the headlines, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, what else has been going on from my end? Yeah, the hosting.aussietechheads.com.au is great. It's all up and running. It's all automated. And go and check that out if you want hosting or domain registration. Look, we're working on some deals for you guys. So we'll put some deals together and special listener deals. How's that sound? Pretty good to me.
You got my.
Oh,
did you get my money yet, mate?
You could have told me that before I went to the trouble signing up.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's no
No staff discounts, but listeners get discounts.
That's right. I got everything from you, Eric, I think.
Yeah, got my money. You spent it yet?
Oh, it's finished. It went 3 seconds after it come in.
Gone.
That's right. Paid the bills for this month. All right. Yeah, so have you ever thought about setting up your own website? There you go. Jump onto the hosting.aussietechheads.com.au, sign up. You can get a domain name, a .com or a .au if you've got an ABN number, and away you go. Set up a WordPress or a Joomla. Maybe not a WordPress, because there's a story about WordPress tonight. Did you guys? We might as well kick into it with
kick it off.
Kick it off with the WordPress story. 50,000 WordPress sites are compromised through the week as part of a sustained iframe injection. Wow. Attack campaign targeting vulnerable plugins for the web servers and content management systems. Attackers targeted holes in a string of plugins for the blogging software such as WordPress, including TimThumb, Uploadify, and PHPMyAdmin. Now that last one is the scary one for me. But look, I don't run WordPress, but if you are a WordPress host, I would imagine going into the back end and making sure you're up to date with all your little security patches.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Part of the problem with WordPress is you've got to update it every second day. There's an update for the thing. If you've got to stay on top of it.
Yeah, that's what I hear about it too.
Oh, okay.
Too many updates.
Look, I've run my site, the Aussie Tech Head sites, off a Joomla, a content management called Joomla, and look, that has a few updates. But I suppose what doesn't? Like tonight, my computer, Microsoft 40-minute update. Thanks for that. And but what you need updates because there's security leaks everywhere, and when they're identified, that's why you have the updates. And look, with my site, I'm not doing it every day. Maybe it's a bit less than WordPress. Mine might be once every month, maybe something like that. Depends what happens. I guess.
Yeah, that's okay. That's manageable. When it's literally every day or every second day, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. But yeah, that's PHPMyAdmin one there. The app, or it's not an app, but that was attacked as well. So that's pretty bad because that controls all your database. and all that sort of stuff. And that once you get into there, you corrupt your database or extract the data from it. Yeah, you could be in a world of pain. Give the keys to the grief factory going. Open up the door. Go on. But yeah, so that was that one. And what else did we come across? Oh, Wikipedia. Oh, don't we love Wikipedia? They're trying to expand. You know, they're trying to get their articles good and all this sort of stuff. And look, I suppose, would you suggest, would you concur that they're probably just as usable?
Running out of money.
Oh yeah, but as say Encyclopedia Britannica, most people would go to Wikipedia, wouldn't they? Schools and all that. Like, is there any reason?
Well, it's usually the top couple of results. As soon as you search for something, Wikipedia is usually right there. So.
Yeah, that's right. So look, it's obviously very popular. Probably not the most accurate, but look, I reckon accuracy. I reckon it'd have to be high 90%, wouldn't it?
I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
they have a fairly volunteer-based fact checkers and whatnot. So I think it's reasonably accurate.
And it's just implemented a new system where users can submit requests to have articles changed. So, because traditionally you need to be a moderator to change an article on a particular thing, but now if you notice something's wrong, you can request to have it get changed, and they'll contact you and get the correct information from you. So,
yeah, so that's right, Nick. I've got a little screenshot here somewhere. If we can get the screenshot going, yeah. So, but Wikipedia, like, you get this as an example of a site, the Golden Crowned Sparrow. Now, once you come all the way down to the bottom here, there we go. And there's a.
Couldn't you come up with anything more interesting than that?
Well, that's where
That's scary when that's in your bookmarks.
That's where the. That's where there's little boxes down the bottom of the article. Help improve this page. Do you find what you are looking for? Yes. Great. Would you like to add a comment? Or if you go no. If you go, did you find what you were looking for? No. Sorry about that. Any suggestion for improvement? So, look, it looks like they're trying their hardest. But I remember, years ago now, they wouldn't let us have a page. We put a page up.
You
But Aussie tech heads.
You can't certify your own page, whether it's yourself or a company or whatever. You have to have somebody not associated with it to give an impartial page. So what normally happens is a friend of a friend of a friend does it for you.
Yeah, it still didn't work because we had a listener went to a lot of trouble, did a really nice page, and then the moderator, some little boffin, four-eyed git, took it down and said,
So they've changed all that now.
Oh, because there wasn't enough.
I don't understand because you didn't put it up, so you know.
Yeah, the problem was there was not enough verification or something. Like we didn't have enough links out on the internet to say that link to us and all this.
What, 5 years of a podcast ain't good enough?
Yeah, well, when we were putting it up, we were trying to put it up probably in the first year or two. So maybe we could have another go now. You know, see what goes on.
All 12 people who are listening on the stream, get out there now and go and do it. By the end of the show, we'll have a certified page.
That's right.
That's right.
And
be nice.
Or one of the
be nice to us.
Or one of the thousands that listen on the podcast. Just give us a rap on the Wikipedia. But since 2010, Wikipedia deployed its article feedback tool, which in its current version 4 version features a rating at the bottom of the article. Readers can rate a page on a scale from 1 to 5. So V4 version 4 had its limitations of the amount of input it provided the authors. Now, new version 5, which we just saw, is now at the bottom of some articles, apparently only 3% or something, and then later on, later this month, or coming up in the coming months, is going to try and that little version 5 will appear on about 10% of the pages. That's why the Golden Crown Sparrow had it at the bottom of the page. I didn't want to go looking for too long. Plus, it was the page in the story, so it was it was good. Linked to in the story, nice and easy. All right, so that's enough of the good old Golden Crown Sparrow. There he is. He looks all right, that bird, actually. All right, now
looks tasty.
That's right. Looks tasty, eh, Gordy? Now, Apple iPad. Now, there's a few Apple stories here this week, and I'm not sure. I haven't actually had a look what Eric's stories he pulled out this week. But did you have any Apple stories, Eric?
It's my first story, Glenn.
Oh, I thought your first story was a Kogan. Oh no, it isn't. It's a cool factor. All right. Well, you go. You want to go with that?
I'll go with this. The cool factor weighs against Apple in lawsuit. I've said Samson and Delilah. That's a different generation altogether. Samsung's Galaxy tablet is not cool enough to be confused with Apple's iPad, a British judge has ruled. The US electronics giant had argued the Samsung Galaxy Tab was too similar to their product, but the claim was dismissed in the High Court. The judge said, quote, "They do not have the same understated and extreme simplicity which is possessed by the Apple design. They are not as cool," end quote. There you go. What do we think of that?
So they're not as cool. Oh, I don't know.
I agree. Just to throw the spanner in the works there, I agree.
I don't know. The iPad. Look, the iPad is my device. So call me biased after. But look, I've used both. I've used it. I just like the iPad. I'm sorry. That is my device. That's my device of choice.
So you're agreeing with Judge Colin Bliss?
Yeah, look, I don't know. So he's saying that it's too, that argued it was too similar to their product, but claim was dismissed. Okay, they don't.
No, you're saying that it's not similar enough because the Samsung tablet is not that cool, so it cannot be mistaken for an iPad. Hence, I dismiss the case.
But it has cool as in looks. Is this what we're
It's very
doing?
superficial, isn't it? Like it's.
I know.
Well, it's not really. Yeah, it's based on aesthetics. He's looking at because that's what Apple's suit was. That is saying it looks exactly like ours, and the judge has said no, it doesn't, because yours is cool and theirs isn't. So how can it be mistaken?
Well, I don't know. I don't think that when it comes down to perceptions of an individual, is that a good basis to
Correct.
to rule on?
Well, that's his interpretation. It's not an objective statement because we all have different tastes. And if someone likes an Android, well, more fool them, or more good luck to them.
Yeah,
depending
that's right.
on what side of the fence you're on.
Yeah, that's right.
I think
yeah,
it's a bit harsh for a judgment to be. I mean, it either looks the same or it doesn't. You know, like you if you start throwing personal opinions into a, to a judgment, like,
well, that's right.
Where's that going to end?
So you think that maybe it should have more settled on, they should have got the ruler out, measured it all up, and
I don't know.
It looks the same because it has a round button on the face, but like it's thicker, it's slightly thicker, it's heavier,
they don't look
different.
the same. They don't look the same.
You're not going to mistake them, like.
Yeah. To a guy that's fallen over and had his eyes poked out, they probably look the same, but they don't look the same.
Well, he probably fell over and poked them out on the edges of the.
Look, the Samsung's too small. Well, anyway, that's rubbish. That's just rubbish.
Doesn't matter. I would never buy an Android tablet. So to me, it means little.
The Apple iPad. Speaking of the iPad, gets the Google Plus app with Hangouts. So the free app, which was designed specifically for iPad users, can access and make changes to Google Plus, update stream files, profile, friends, circles, and account settings. It also let them make comments, expand and reshare posts, as well as upload photos and videos directly from the iPad. So it's all go. I
love the way that when they're talking about an Apple program, or an iPod, iPad program or whatever, iPad app, they have to mention free in the article. It's not a given that it's going to be a free app.
Yeah, but from Google, from Google. Most of theirs are free anyway, aren't they? But
that's what I mean. It's just funny that I think it's such a habit for writers now when they're talking about iOS devices to add free into the equation. Whereas it's funny where you read an article about an Android app and they never mention it unless it's more than a couple of dollars. They never mention that it costs anything because they're so used to them being free.
You know how much these journos love adjectives. They're adjective lovers. So before the
You're an objective lover, eh?
Before the dedicated iPad app, users had to use the iPhone app. You know how you do the ×2 and the graphics look amazing.
Yes, and it looks poxy.
Yeah, it looks great. So has the ability to join a Google Hangout with a few friends, group of blah, blah, blah. We all know what that is. And also included in the Google Plus app for the phone is a new feature called Events on Google Plus. This feature was announced...
I don't know what that is.
No, this feature was announced late last month on the Google I/O Developer Conference in San Francisco. Is designed to let users set up parties, reunions, and other social functions by providing tools for invitations and posting photos during and after the event. So that'll be good.
It's basically the event thing that's on Facebook, pretty much.
So
Yes, correct.
So that'd be good.
Trying to copy Facebook.
So
Tell you what, they're getting there. They're not that far away.
Oh yeah, but you know what? I still don't reckon people are going to use Google Plus as often as they use Facebook. Facebook's got traction.
It has, and it's funny because I was speaking to a friend of mine on the weekend, and I said, "Do you use Google Hangouts?" And he goes, "Oh no, I don't trust them with my information." And I went, "Hang on a
That's
sec."
a general feeling about Google generally, though.
And so I jumped onto his Facebook page, and he had his name, his address, his phone number, his email address, everything on his Facebook page. I'm like, what's the difference?
Yeah,
I think. Well, for me, the difference is if I put some information on Facebook, it's because I want it to be known or not known. On Google, you might not want it to be known, but there's a chance they're going to release it anyway.
Yeah,
that's my perception of the difference.
Look, someone was telling me through the week, I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but Facebook are going to start charging for, so you know when if you like something from a company, and then it may not necessarily appear, their post may not necessarily appear in your news feed, but there is
the fact that you liked something.
Yeah, but there is a function where you can force these things to appear in the news feed, and apparently Facebook is going to start charging the companies money to turn this function on. So the forcing the post.
Yeah, it's called an announcement. It's something I've had it enabled on my page for ages. And if I post something, I can announce something, which basically means if I post it, as you said, if it's a link or something, it may not go to everybody's page. If I announce it, it goes to everybody on my list.
Right.
It does cost. Yeah, I had the first month or something was free. Now, if I go to announce something, it does cost me. I think it was. It's based on the amount of followers and how often you do it. I can't remember the exact price, but it's actually quite expensive. It was like £12 or something.
Oh, what for one announcement?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a bit too much.
But I think the idea is if you're a company that's got 150 million followers, it's probably not a bad investment, really.
Yeah, because I think because these companies that had pages were basically getting free advertising, let's face it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, hang on a sec. I've just read the chat room. I just got to remove a banner.
Oh, finally.
Sorry.
It's only been up there for 45 minutes.
Well, look, for some reason, look, and I don't know what it is, but look, I've got the stream. I've got the stream on my laptop here, where I've got the chat room underneath it, and I've paused the stream for obvious reasons because I don't want it to, be playing and making a noise. But for some reason, the chat room doesn't update live. I've got to tap it for it to update. So anyway. But it's gone now.
So you pause the chat room too.
Yeah, it's gone now anyway. All right, so now let's get moving on to bigger and better things. As I said, it was a bit of a little Apple week, and Eric's probably got a bit more of an idea about these ones. We did mention this earlier on in the year, but the Lion-powered Macs, some Lion-powered Macs won't upgrade to OS X Mountain Lion. So there's a...
Correct. Anything that's 5 years old or more.
Yeah, there is. If you got an old Mac, there's a link in the show notes, and it goes to the web page, to the Mac web page, and just about down there. So make sure your Mac can run Mountain Lion. Blah blah blah. Your Mac must be one of the following models: iMac mid 2007, MacBook 2008. Blah blah blah. So it's all there. So OS X Mountain Lion might not be for everyone, and.
I don't know many people who've got a 5-year-old Macs.
No.
I have an iMac. Does that count?
Is it 5 years old?
It's about 15 years old.
Well, you win.
It's the original IMAX.
Those the coloured ones.
Yeah, one of those.
Oh God, yeah. Well, I don't think you'll be upgrading it. I think they were running on OS 5.
Something like that. I went up to 6.5 or something, I think, and that was as far as it went.
I thought they were running on AppleSoft. But anyway, yeah.
I thought they were all DOS based.
That's right. Remember the cursor for their
At least the mouse still works.
Well, I've got a power.
Oh, they were the worst mice in the world.
It still works because it's never been used. It's had a normal mouse plugged in its entire life.
Well, I've got a power PC, and look, it's what do you do with it? Like, it still works. It just
chuck it out, mate.
Yeah, but it seems that it's a shame because you can't upgrade it.
Donate it.
That's our next prize. When you send in a review to Aussie Tech Heads, you
get that and the Britney Spears CD because that's probably the only thing you can do with it.
You can play it on it.
Look, I've been talking to a few people through the week via email, and I've said, hey, listen, thanks for contacting, blah, blah, blah. Do you want a Britney Spears CD? Nah.
They hang up. Hello? You still there? Hello?
But yeah, but
knocking on your door. What are you trying to force feed people that for?
But the kids were using it. I thought, this is a great machine for the kids and all this. This is great. It's great. But now, like as things progress, like these browsers, the Firefox, that doesn't upgrade, so therefore Flash doesn't work on it anymore. And all the kids do is play like ABC Flash games and stuff. So. That's no good. But there was another story here about all that sort of stuff. There was we might come to that in a sec when I find it. But there's something.
Well, speaking of Flash and Firefox and things like that, do you see what Kogan did last week to Internet Explorer 7 users? They put a big banner up on their webpage basically saying, it appears your system administrator has been in a coma for over 5 years and you're still using IE 7. To help make the internet a better place, you'll be charged a 6.8% tax on your purchase from Kogan. This is necessary due to the amount of time required to make your web page appear correctly. If to avoid the tax, please use Chrome, Firefox, Safari, or Opera. And so basically, if you ordered with IE7 or earlier, they charge you 6.8 on top of all your purchases. Now, this week, Microsoft said, well, we don't think that's very fair, so they removed all Kogan searches from Bing.
You know what?
I don't think
so what?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
So what? It's like saying, you know what? If you don't take that off, you're not allowed to mow the lawn anymore. Oh, okay then. Sorry about that. Oh, give me a break.
But
yeah, I know.
Why is this so? Has it been proven that this is what's happened?
Well, that's what Microsoft announced, that they took Kogan off the search results.
Well,
from Bing.
Well, I can't.
So what?
I can't.
Everyone searches Google anyway.
Well, this is true, but to come out
and everybody who's using Chrome, Firefox, Safari, or Opera is using Google, so it doesn't really matter.
But I don't know.
That's right.
I just thought.
All right, hands up in the chat room. In the chat room, everyone just put the number 1 in the box here. If you use anything other than Google to search for anything, and we'll keep talking and we'll tally it up.
I actually used Bing last night because it is the default search engine for Views torrenting software. So
for who? For what?
Views for the BitTorrent client.
Hang on a minute. Someone said, no, Roger, whoever you are, nice to have you here. That you put the number 1 because you've used something other than Google. Is this correct? Yes or no?
So what I'd like to know, and I think that it's a I don't know. I don't think it's right that Bing can just remove someone like that. I think that could be against some sort of economic trade practices act. Exactly. I don't know if this is going to be acceptable.
Kogan would probably care if they didn't experience huge amounts of traffic influx and purchases.
But you know what the funny thing is? It's the best publicity that they've had all year.
Yeah, and they haven't had to pay for it. And they've got their extra 7% for the people who've had to use
That's
it.
Right.
So.
That's right. So it's a win-win. We make more money, we're getting free promotion, and everyone's using Google anyway. So sorry, Microsoft.
Hates it, so they're going to keep talking about it.
So once again, Microsoft, you're on the ball, buddy.
Yeah, but that's right. You're right. It's no, who uses Bing fair income?
Roger, apparently.
Roger uses Bing.
Well, Bing looks nice.
Is that you, Steve Ballmer? Come on, is that you?
But anyway, Google
Actually,
also talking about browsers and so forth. Google's to also pull Chrome plug on OS X Leopard. So I mentioned before with my Power PC, the Firefox, that doesn't get updated anymore. And Google now is going to pull the updates for Google Chrome running on OS X 10.5, or also known as Leopard, after it releases version 21 in the coming months. So Google.
So no, is that saying no audio, no updates for
Chrome
stuff on OS X
10.5.
in 10.5 and below, or 10.5 and above?
10.5 and below.
Right. Okay.
Yep. So they're just moving forward.
That's basically what model is that? That's
Leopard.
Leopard. Oh, that's ages ago. That's 2007.
Yeah. So the
It's 5
new
years old.
the new feature includes fixes and stability updates. Apple has not patched security vulnerabilities in Leopard since November 2011, and its last security update in May 2012 did not patch any vulnerabilities in it. Instead, it simply disabled older copies of the Adobe Flash Player. So you just got to update. You got to update. So now where were we here? Oh yes, now Apple Mac OS X 10.8 arrives for devs, and Apple yesterday announced the availability of its developer version of the new Mountain Lion Gold Master. Mountain Lion will bring Siri-style dictation to MacBooks, iMacs, and Mac Pros, as well as messages, notes, and reminders for seamless integration. Whoopie-doo. AirPlay mirroring will be available for matching a computer screen wirelessly with a TV. So that's cool.
Yeah, I've tried that. That works a treat.
Cool. And, you know, I sat here reading this article here, and I just read the next line, and I just went, wow. US pricing has been set at $20.
Yep.
So there you go.
It's $29 in Australia. I don't know why.
No, 19. Oh, 29. Okay, yep.
In Australia, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it's dollar for dollar. But it's $20 in the US plus tax.
Yes.
They don't have to advertise their tax-inclusive prices. Because every state has a different tax.
I bought something from the Cayman Islands. Charged me 7%. Some Cayman Island
Really?
tax. I had to look it up what it meant. It said it was an ACAC tax or something. I went, what the hell is this? And
Just made it up. Just made it up.
That's what I thought. But it's on everything. It's a GST, but it's
Oh, so basically the GST.
Yeah, but it's
because you're a non. Is it? I wonder if the Cayman Islands has got a GST on residents, or is it just non-residents?
probably just non-residents.
No, I think it's everyone because it's.
I don't know if they've got enough population to have it on.
I read a little article on it because I didn't know what this tax was. I wanted to see what it was all about, this 7%, and it was a pretty much blanket across the board, 7% all over the place. See you later.
Right.
Happy days. So you've got the developer version.
I had what I did is when it first came out, I got the first 2 betas and put it on my machine. It works pretty well, and I took it off, and then because I just wanted to wait for the final version. Yeah. To come out. So
how'd you go?
So this will be.
How'd you go with the Siri and stuff? Did you try that?
No,
out?
that wasn't incorporated in the betas yet.
Oh right, okay. So you'd be able to put on the Gold Master now.
Yes, I am, but I'm not. I'm going to wait until it's actually consumer release before I put it on.
Okay, right, fair enough.
Just because I usually have a couple of bugs even with the Gold Master.
Yep. All right, and hopefully this might be the last Apple story. Oh no, there's 2 more. But Apple, they're on a new store blitz. Apparently, the company recently put out a second wave of advertisements on job hunting in the Seek online Seek job hunting journal, the internet page, whatever you call it, for retail specialists and geniuses for new branches in Brisbane, South Perth, and Southeast Melbourne. It's also advertising for workers for an as yet unannounced new location in Canberra. There you go. All those little Canberrians, whoopie-doos. It currently has 14 stores around Australia, including 8 in New South Wales. All right. Now,
you want to just a backtrack. Does anyone want to hear about the Cayman Islands tax system?
Yes, why not?
Okay. No direct taxation is imposed on residents and Cayman Island companies. So you got stung. The government receives the majority of its income from indirect taxation. Duty is levied against most imported goods, such as cars, etc., at varying rates. A 10% government tax is placed on all tourist accommodation.
Right.
In addition to $25 airport departure tax, which is built into the cost of the ticket.
Well, where's my 7%?
There are no taxes on profits, capital gains, income, or any withholding taxes charged to foreign investors. There are no estate or death duties. I think I'm going to move to this place.
Sounds all right. Yeah. Well, I don't know why I was charged 7%. I didn't hear you
I
mention.
think that's a standard non-resident tax, probably because you're a non-resident. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I didn't read it that much. I just read a PDF of it. I think, but got the first paragraph and went, yeah, it looks legit. So I was happy with that.
Oh, it is legit. I think they've got a range of taxes, but their residents don't pay it.
Right. And look, this I think this is my last Apple story, and then I think we've got heaps of other stories. I know Eric's got a few lined up there, ready to come on. But Apple brings mobile payments to Australia. You can go into the Apple Store apparently with your iPhone and scan the barcode of your Apple product and pay for it on your phone, and then walk out.
Yep.
That's
they've
cool.
had that in the States for a while.
2011.
I'm just trying to work out how they're going to monitor that.
Well,
You just have a receipt number.
yeah. Well, it's apparently a PDF receipt is emailed to you. So I suppose.
Yeah. So, well, I guess if you buy, you've been there, Glenn. You buy something and they email it to you as you walk out the door, anyway.
Yeah.
So,
True.
but this one is basically self-serve now.
Yeah. So
Right.
the hard thing would imagine would be, because normally if you buy something, well, you're normally walking out with it in a bag.
Yes, correct.
So
you can't get an Apple bag unless you've bought something. So that's
Hmm.
security enough, I suppose, unless you've kept an old Apple bag and walked in with it.
because they're not going to. Well, that's right, but they're not going to stop everyone. You wouldn't think they're going to stop everyone and go, show me your email, show me your receipt. So
Well, there's people at the door anyway. I think they keep a fairly close eye on what's going on.
Yeah. Yep. So they've launched the mobile payment system for the Australian retail stores. The Easy Pay feature available within the Apple Store iOS app from this week. So therefore, it's an app. So you download it. Yeah, and it allows customers to bypass the usual checkout process. Blah blah blah. As I said, paying with a credit card.
That's very efficient. Very efficient. They're going to make so much money because there's no lines.
Yeah, well, that's right. But as you said, I'd be maybe a little bit worried, but about theft. But obviously, it's working in the US. It was launched in the US in late 2011. So say it's been given a good 6 to 8 months. You know. Yeah, it's also been so it's also been rolled out in the UK and other regions. So that's all going along strong. So they must be happy with it.
Well, here I've got it. It's on the app now. I've got my app here now.
Oh yeah, did you
see
have
that
it
on-
or did you download it?
No, I must have updated itself, and I just looked at the settings, so you can see that.
No, it's too bright.
Just tilt your phone back a little bit.
Hang on,
No,
Doesn't know about it.
can't see it.
no.
No, it's too much light.
I'll tell you a problem I've got with my iPad. I don't know if you'd throw any light on it. Is the auto brightness doesn't work as far as I can see.
Really?
Yeah, I've got to I'm sitting there in the dark and I've got to turn it down manually because it's too bright.
Oh,
for your
that's
eyes.
strange. That's strange.
I've looked up on the internet and there's quite a few people carrying on about it. So whether or not it's a
Have you
problem-
upgraded it? You got the latest software?
Yeah, I would have. But anyway,
check it. Just check that.
My nephews and my sister, they've just got new iPads and they can't connect to their Wi-Fi.
Well, maybe they should sign up for an internet connection.
Their iPhones work. Their iPhones work and their older iPad worked, but the new iPads, all three of them, won't work.
That's bizarre, isn't it? You wonder if it's a router. Do they have an old router? I wonder.
No, they've got really good Belkin, brand new. It's only 3 or 4 months old.
Okay.
High quality Belkin router, and one of the MacBook Pros won't connect. The brand new spanking one that he bought like a week ago won't connect, and his 12-month-old one does. Ironically, at his place, they go into his place. He's got an airport router, and guess what?
doesn't
They
matter.
all
connect.
work perfectly.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, that might be just Apple's way of saying, well, you got to buy one of ours now.
Nah, no, look, there's issues.
Could be issues with the router. Could be just a firmware update for the router.
Yeah, it could be the wrong security setting. Might not
Even
be.
if you turn it off, it still doesn't work.
Can they hook? I'd try hooking up without any security. See how you go.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah. Oh well. Let us know how you go. Right.
Yeah.
Now.
Good luck with that.
Not my problem.
Yeah.
I didn't fork out a heap of money for 3 iPads I can't use.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good. Now, Eric, you've got a little story here. Bill shock. Bill shocked in the news.
Oh, look,
again.
I'd like to skip that for a minute because I've got a funny one here.
All right. You go.
Well, I thought it was funny anyway. Microsoft CEO declares war on Apple, considers a smartphone. All right, well, you're a bit late. This post was originally published on Mastodon, declaring a new era for the company. Microsoft CEO Steve, I don't know what I'm going on about, Ballmer, said that the Surface tablet will rejuvenate Microsoft as it takes on Apple, and he didn't discount the possibility of a Microsoft-made smartphone. Yeah, you just go. You do that, mate. That's good. So
Yeah, dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's,
oh, Stevie, what are you doing, Stevie?
he's
He's
like,
lost a bit of weight, Bulmer. Good on him.
Go buy a BlackBerry and get them to make you one.
Oh yeah, that's like last week. BlackBerry CEO saying nothing wrong with the company.
Yeah, we're making heaps. What are you talking about? Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
And in the same breath, he said we were sacking 5,000 people.
Although, ironically, I just bought. I don't know if you can see this on the. Where's the camera up there? This is a point of sale thermal printer and card reader. Right?
Yeah,
They're on sale at Officeworks. I thought fantastic. They're normally $3.99 down to $20. Yeah, okay. End of run. You know, they're a 6-month-old product. They're an end of run. Thought okay, no worries. Got it home. And says nothing on the box. Got it home, looked at the specs. Requires Windows Mobile, BlackBerry, or Nokia Symbian OS to run.
Oh, you love
well,
it.
you're sweet then, Will.
I mean, I have one of each of those devices in the cupboard, but the fact is, you know, they wondered why they couldn't sell them.
Yeah.
They're only 6 months old. They were launched 6 months ago, and they sold none.
You could always,
why would you launch something 6 months ago that runs on Symbian? Oh my God!
you could
It
always.
doesn't work on the new Windows Mobile. It's got to be like Windows Mobile 4.
That's about what, 2000? Year 2000?
You could always skim it across the river.
I'm hoping that I can find somewhere on the net. It's a Samsung-made device. It's a Samsung SPP R200. So I'm hoping on the net somewhere I can find the hack for it and open it up and turn it. It's just a Bluetooth device. Just uses Bluetooth, but they've got proprietary codes. So I'm hoping I can find a way to clear the codes.
How crazy is that? Well, look,
I couldn't believe that.
I've got a story here, a little bit of fun, I suppose, for the minute. It's the Google Graveyard. Now, this has been produced by some newspaper. Computer World brought this out through the week. It's 15 products that Google has killed off. Now, some of these you've probably heard of. So let's have a look. First of all, start with the Notebook. I love the Notebook.
Oh, Notebook was fantastic. Idiots.
Yeah, I don't know what do they think they're doing with Google Notebook. After killing the service in September.
I love that product. That was such a good product.
Yeah, I know. Google allowed users to migrate all of their notebook documents into Google Docs. Thanks very much. Whoopie-doo.
Yeah, and it's pus.
Yeah, that's right. What's this one? Google Friend Connect.
Oh,
Was
this the precursor to Google Plus?
sort of.
Friend-
It was.
And Wave. Remember Google Wave?
That's coming. Friend Connect.
Yeah, Friend Connect was sort of an attempt at, you know how they got their circles in Google Plus? It was sort of very early attempt at that.
Okay.
Yeah, so Google Friend
Google's biggest problem is it's not their ideas. Some of these ideas are pretty good. It's their graphical interface. It's so, 1998. It doesn't get everyone. If people can't get excited about something so utilitarian and boring.
Yeah, it is. It's boring. Everything they do is boring. But now I'll just give you the proper definition of what Friend Connect was. Friend Connect enabled users to embed social networking features to their websites and was killed for all but Blogger sites this March. Google didn't make the announcement without plugging Google Plus once again. Next one. Well, I don't think we'll go. We won't spend too much time on there. There's 15 of them. But we've.
No, keep going. We just flick them through, but we won't chat about everything.
The ones I haven't heard of, I think they're a bit more obscure.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, Google acquired photo editing service Picnic in March 2010 with big hopes, but by January 2012 it announced that it was shutting down the services and assigning those who came with it to develop Google Plus photo editing services. Geez, Google Plus, that's the focus. So Picnic, yeah. Yep.
Look at all the money they've spent. These people from Picnic must be going, thanks for my 20 million. Now you close me down. I'm out of a job. Oh, what a shame.
Yeah. I'm moved. They've moved to the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, exactly. He wrote the Wikipedia page.
That's right. Needle. Google had trouble finding a user base for Needle-based data management platform. Oh, that's a shame. That looks all right. It acquired.
It's very hard to find a user base for something that you don't advertise.
That people don't know about. Correct.
Yeah. So
look at Grand Central Station.
It acquired from ITA Software in April 2011, so it's only like a year old, and they've knocked it on the head.
Oh my God! Yeah. No one knew about it though.
I've never heard of it. Okay, here comes another one. What have we got here? Oh, they're all ones I haven't heard of. Social Graph API. Oh, that's probably something different.
It's an API, yeah.
Yeah, Google said in January 2012 that its project to provide an API to make information about social connections between web users available to app developers wasn't experiencing the kind of adoption we'd like. Okay, that's finished. That died. OnePass. I've heard of it. OnePass was an attempt at solving a complex problem. No, not. Establishing a platform to help publishers accept payments for online news. In April 2012, Google announced it was exploring other options.
Look at their graphics, though. How boring.
Yeah. What's Google related?
That was probably the best bit of that program.
This guy looks like he's just shot something out of his bottom.
Google related.
He looks like he's doing a dump.
And there's one of the dumps floating in the air next to him, in front of him. So Google related.
It's blue.
Google related was an experiment to try to connect search engine users with more extensive information. Google acknowledged that it wasn't showing great adoption, but added that they still believe in the shutdown.
No one freaking knew about it.
No. And here comes another. Well, we don't go to the labs that often. Google Video, yeah, we all knew that was dying. We all knew that was getting killed off.
Yeah, that's all YouTube.
Well, they had YouTube now, didn't they? So, but that Google Video, that wasn't too bad actually. That returned a few good searches. But that's finished. What do we got here?
That's why I have to admit, if you want good videos that aren't on YouTube, you have to use Bing.
Bing is good for videos. I'll give it that. Greg, are you still there? Is that what Greg probably does that? Google Chatback. Never heard of
Talkback. Google Talk Chatback.
It's integrated. That's Google Talk.
Right. Okay.
/ Hangouts now.
Yeah. Yep. So that we can.
That's right. It's part of Hangouts.
That's correct. Understandable. iGoogle. Why are they getting rid of this? I use this. iGoogle has seen some success over the years, accounting for 20. This is my homepage. For 20% of all visits to the Google's homepage. However, Google admitted last week that the need for iGoogle has eroded over time. It will now be retired November 13. Oh, that's a little way away.
And it's being retired from smartphones as of the end of next month, I think.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I don't know what's wrong with that. But anyway, that's all of them.
That's all right. You know what? They shouldn't get rid of them.
All of them.
They should just sell it to Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft.
What about Grand Central Station? That one went away.
Grand Central.
Oh, this was only a 15. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't the
That's
whole.
what I mean. If you think about it, there's heaps of.
They integrated that into Google Phone, which is the free phone calls and whatnot. You still can't get it here because the telcos won't go for it.
No.
Yeah, it's rubbish. It's rubbish. All right. Well, it's best we have a little listen to Garth because he's come in. We'll see what he's up to this week. And where is he? There he is. And look, I think he goes. Oh, he bangs on a bit this week. He goes for his 4-minute episode. Garth, what's going on?
Oh God, I'm going to read a book.
I know. All right. So we'll cross over to Garth and see what he's on about this week. If we can hear him. Oh, we might start that again. And I'll turn the volume up. How's that?
There you go. Garth's iOS reviews for this week. Now, not so much of a review this week, Garth, but more of maybe a how-to.
A little how-to, and also I'd love to get some feedback from the listeners as to how they do this.
All right.
Once you start downloading a few apps, another one, they build up, and you end up, before you know it, you've got heaps of pages with different apps on them. And of course, you can arrange those, touch and hold till they start to wobble. and then you can move them between pages
And stack them.
and stack them, stick them, put one app, move it on top of another, and iOS will automatically create a folder. And if you moved a cooking app on top of another cooking app, you'll end up with a lifestyle folder or whatever it is. It'll automatically give it a name.
Sweet.
You can, of course, go in there and rename that. So I think, Glenn, you were talking about putting all your Angry Birds together in the one folder. And
That's right. I put all my Angry Birds together because I've got, the little bloke loves it. He's got Rio, Space, and I don't know how it happens, but every now and then, like, you say, oh, yeah, you can play the Angry Birds on the iPad, and then 10 minutes later, you'll come out, the iTunes App Store's loaded up with a new game. I don't even know how he gets there. He goes, can you play this for us?
Can you buy me this one?
Yeah.
There'll be a link in the game he was in to take him
Right.
to the next game.
Oh, yeah, that'd be right.
And a lot of the apps will put links in there. So then
Thank goodness
basically-
for passwords.
Exactly. But remember, while we're on that actually, with the passwords, remember for 15 minutes after you put it in, you can go back in and buy more stuff without putting it in again.
Now, you can turn that timer off or adjust that timer.
I haven't tried,
So just
but I don't know that you can.
So by
I think
default,
it's-
whichever one would be on, it'd be yes.
It'll be 15
minutes.
Yep.
Now look, I've got keep going with your home screen.
Yeah, okay. So what? Just recently, I reset mine back to factory defaults. Don't ask me why I did that, and I really wish I hadn't. And I could have restored from a backup, but I thought, hang on, I'll start again and reorganise it. So what I typically do myself is to put the first, obviously all the apps I use on the front page, a lot of other apps I use fairly often on the next page, on the second page. And then on page 3, I have a whole heap of folders full of like all the navigation apps, all the games, all of this, all of that, and organise them all alphabetically and stick them in there.
Yep.
So that's what I normally do. What do other people do, and why do you do it?
Well, I'll tell you what I do. Mine's been pretty much all over the place. I've only just started
Organising?
tidying them up because, look, I had organised it so they weren't stacked. None of them were stacked, but I had like a page of games. Then I had a swipe page of news, page of video, watching programs and all that sort of stuff. But look, you can, another way of organising your home screens and everything is actually through iTunes. You can just jump into the iTunes and into the apps, and I'll show you a little bit of a picture here. And it's just a lot easier to drag around and go to different screens.
It's quicker and easier, yeah.
Yeah, it's quicker and easier than holding that thing down, holding the app down and wait till it wobbles and then trying to move it from page to page.
It is, if you can see anyway. This is actually, that part of iTunes is not accessible for the vision impaired people. It's just, you have to do it on the phone.
Oh, okay. And so, but also if you can get into this way of doing things, you can delete things like or disable them and enable them quite easily.
Delete the apps from there as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So, in fact, and the way you have it, that's how I have my iPad set up with a page. One page has got, books and this, and same sort of thing that you described.
Yeah.
But my phone is the one that I had, how I originally described. And I reset it. Now I've got 11 pages full of 16 apps on every page.
Jeez.
And it's going to be a monumental effort to put it all back together.
Yeah, I reckon.
If I can be bothered. So, hey guys, send me an email, garth@aussietechheads.com.au. Just let me know how you do it. If you have a favourite way, and if you have a way that you think works. One trick that I know a lot of people do is put a folder into their dock. So that's something people don't think of often.
Oh yes,
So you can stick one of the dock icons can be a folder. So if there's a whole heap of apps you often go to, stick that folder into your dock.
There we go.
There's another little trick there.
Sweet. All right. Good stuff. Thanks, Garth. And
worries.
we'll see you back here next week.
Night.
All right, he's full of good little tricks and tips. Is our man Garth. So if you got any suggestions for him on how to tidy up his homepage easily, send him an email.
Oh, I'll tell you that right now, Garth. If you're listening, just create folders.
Yeah, so do a folder and
Do a folder and drag, socials, finance, utilities, boring crap. You can name anything you want.
That's right. All right, now let's move on to what else have we got? What else we got? You got anything else, Eric?
Let me check. What do you got? You got anything, William?
Yeah, I've got a couple here.
Go for it.
The new stats have just been released. New market research has released the new sales of Android phones across Europe and also Australia. And it shows Australian sales for mobile phones running Android is at 56.9%. up 20.5% from same time last year. So basically, as the 20% increase has come at the expense of phones running Symbian, RIM, and iOS. So basically, the table I've got here quickly shows that. See if I can do this on the fly and see how much I can break all at once. If I quickly just go here,
Oh, look out!
you can see that there's a chart here from this time last year and this year, and basically, I'll make that a bit bigger. See if it's bigger ever. Last year, Symbian was 20% of the Australian market. This year, it's down to 4%, so it's lost. Well, actually, it was 20.8%. It's down to 3.8%, so it's lost 17%. RIM has lost 2.1%, down to 0.1%.
Wow.
iOS has lost 6.4%, down to 30.5%. Win 7 Mobile has actually gained 2.7%, up to 4.8%. The old Windows Mobile has gained somehow. Up to 1%. Android has gone from 36.4% to 56.9%.
It's probably
a lot.
Gone up.
There's probably people just pulling them out of the cupboard, turning them on to see if they still work, and they still work.
No, these are
chuck them back.
These are sales.
Oh, okay. Crazy. Maybe a lot of people bought one of those thermal printer things that you've got, Will.
That's probably what it was. I'm probably part of that 1%.
Right. Now,
so that was quite amazing that, in this country, iOS is 30% and Android's 57%.
So Eric, you had a lot of stats there for shipments. Is that the same sort of stuff?
I had similar that, but it was more focused on the RIM.
Right. Oh, yeah, RIM and Apple
hang
shipments.
on, let me just get to it. Sorry about this.
So you got RIM. Research in Motion held its annual shareholders meeting at its BlackBerry devices.
Here we go.
Continue to lose market share. Blah blah blah.
Here we go. I'll start in the quarter ending May 2011 for RIM. I'll go up, right?
Yeah.
So each quarter. So in May they had 13 million BlackBerry phones, which is still a lot considering it's crap.
Yeah.
By August 2011, 10 million.
Yep.
November 2011, 14 million. They must have released a new model. In March 2012, so a few months ago, 11 million.
Yep.
June, 7.8 million.
Yeah.
They're just dropping like flies.
Yep. Yep. Well,
now, Apple,
on the other hand,
starting March quarter 2011, I'll just do the iPhones. There's iPads in here too, but I'll just read the iPhone. Nearly 19 million iPhones, March 2011. June 2011, 20.3 million iPhones. September, 17 million iPhones. And then December last year, 37 million. That'd be the Christmas rush. 37 million iPhones. And March this year, 35 million iPhones.
And that's
quite a big move.
And I see the iPad is about to be released in China as well. Or the iPad 3.
That'll go off the planet.
Yeah, that'll go mental. And,
well, maybe not, because you might get, for every one person that buys one and sends it off to some factory over there, they'll counterfeit 1,000.
Yeah, true. Now, and you've also got news on Dropbox.
Yes, I have. Dropbox has doubled the storage available for paying users. Online storage company Dropbox is offering more space to its paying customers. Dropbox has 50 million users. Said Tuesday it will now offer bigger storage discounts for the same price. Those paying $10 a month or $99 a year will get 100 gigabytes instead of 50 gigabytes. There you go. That's not too bad.
That's all right.
And some of us were fortunate enough who were paying for the, I think it used to be the old 20 or 25 gig plan. It used to be, whatever it is, $3 or $4 a month or something. We're fortunate enough to receive an email saying thanks and for your support for such a long period of time. You may now keep your 20 or 25 gig free Dropbox for free, unless of course you want to upgrade to another plan.
Well, it's not bad.
So,
That's all right.
so even though I've paid for it for the last couple of years, I've now got it free. So
well, I think Dropbox is good. Like I've got the Google Drive, but
Yep, I got
I
that as
suppose Dropbox has still got a place in my heart.
It's still look. I just find Dropbox so much easier.
It is easy.
Than anything I've ever used.
Yeah.
Microsoft iCloud and and Microsoft's got its SkyDrive and Google Drive and all that stuff. But Dropbox, it feels like it's a directory on your drive.
Well,
and
it
that's
is.
what I like about it.
Yeah, because
it is.
Well, it is, but that's when. But it's syncing up at the same time. It just makes
that's
it
right.
it's so seamless.
Because it's a physical directory, you can just drag and drop it into the directory, and it will upload it. So
I just love it.
Yeah.
I've got 7.8. I've got 8 gigs on it free because you know how you send invites to people, and every time they sign up, you get an extra allocation. So over about 4 years, with the invites I've sent, I've got up to 8 gigs free. So that's not bad.
See, I've got. It's funny though. The Android integration of Dropbox isn't great. The Android integration on Box is great, but the Windows user experience isn't good. So it's sort of, it's like G Drive. Android integration is good, Windows not so good. So it's sort of dependent on what your major device is, depends on what you'll use, I think. Because I signed up early to Box, I've got I think it's a 50 gig plan for free, which I use mainly on my Android device. But when I'm at home on my computer, I mainly use my Dropbox. And actually, there is an app that allows Box and Dropbox to talk to each other. So
that's not bad.
That helps. But
Dropbox.
speaking of like,
I was going to say, Dropbox to me, like it works really well because, like Mark's doing his show every week called The Den, and I upload it to YouTunes for him, and I'm just sitting here minding my own business, and then it goes ping, new file in your Dropbox. It's his show. It's on my computer already because it's synced up to the drive on the computer. I just upload. It's great. I love it.
So you got a shared drive.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. You can share drives privately with people, and it's just brilliant.
Post a link, like you can make it public with a link or something like that. So, if I've actually had friends on Facebook who have had problems and wanted a particular program or whatever, and I just throw it up onto Dropbox and make a link public and let them access it that way, and I'm not have to worry that anything else can happen because all that happens when you click on the link is you download the file. So.
And all right, so Eric, did you have anything else? Anything else? Well, I've got a couple more. So
you go for it.
All right. Oh, Will, do you have anything?
I was going to say I got a couple of quick stories. One is we cannot let today pass because today is the Rolling Stones' 50th birthday.
Oh, well done. That's right.
Do they celebrate with their walking frames?
Charlie Watts, Keith Richards, Mick Jagger, and Ron Wood started on July 12th, 1962.
That's bloody amazing.
Made their stage debut at the Marquee, a basement club under a cinema in London. The film The Day of the Triffids was playing above, and below the young British boys were in their late teens, were playing the blues. They basically earned £5 each, and there was 20 attendees. There was 100 attendees. And Mick Jagger was quoted as saying, not long after that concert, he was quoted as saying, we'll probably be around for a year or two.
Good for him.
So
there was a fascinating documentary on Mick Jagger about 2 years ago on the History Channel, and I'll tell you what, he's a pretty interesting guy.
Did you hear the story? Look at this bloke. Look at him here. Did you hear the story? Did you hear the story about they washed their blood? Did you hear that?
No, did not hear that story.
Oh, there's so many.
Yeah, it's all rubbish, I reckon.
Stories.
But it was like they had they laid down or whatever. They had the blood taken out of their body, washed, and then siphoned back in.
They went through the machine they use for people.
So they basically had a transfusion
of their own blood.
Yeah, with their own blood. Yeah.
But clean version.
Well, that's pretty stupid. Were they smoking pot at the same time? I would say yes.
I think
Keith Richards was probably smoking his old man's ashes at that point.
Oh, that's right. That's
right.
another one.
Without realising it.
That's right. Now, Now, have you ever wondered about why we use the QWERTY keyboard? Well, apparently.
No. But anyway.
No.
I don't care. I like it. Don't change it.
I actually prefer the Dvorak keyboard, but nobody ever uses it.
No, well, there's a guy in Brisbane, and John Lambie, who has devised his own keyboard. And but anyway, just a little bit of a thing about the QWERTY keyboard. Now, you'll know when I mean the QWERTY keyboard. For those that you don't know, it's the normal keyboard that's sitting in front of you now. A QWERTY, because the top line is QWERTY. So there you go. Now,
and what's the longest word you can spell on it on the top line?
QWERTY.
No.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Typewriter.
Yeah, okay.
All on the top line.
Yeah, right.
Which, ironically, is why they were invented. Go figure.
Well, that's right. But anyway, the QWERTY keyboard more than 25 years ago, and so the reason why it was designed the way it is because the vowels, if you've noticed, they're all if you touch type, they are pretty much all the vowels use your little finger, and it was designed like this so that the keys wouldn't jam in the typewriter. It was so the keys were way apart from each other, so they wouldn't jam. So the tradition has continued on. But there's other keyboards, as Will has mentioned, the Dvorak keyboard, which apparently you get used to one of those little fellas and you can fly.
Oh, yeah.
You can really fly.
I learnt on the Dvorak keyboard because Mum used to actually work in the old typing. What do I call them? Typing bays, whatever they were.
Typing pool.
Yeah, she used to work in one of those. And back in the old days, they used to use Dvorak keyboards. And when I first learnt to type, she was teaching me to touch type Dvorak keyboard.
Yeah, right.
Not knowing that it'd be completely useless these days.
Well, that's the funny thing. If whatever you get introduced to is what you get used to, and you don't see anything wrong with it.
Well, apparently the Dvorak keyboard, you can absolutely fly with it. But anyway...
Oh, yeah.
But there's a guy in Brisbane, this, what was his name? John Lambie, I think his name was. He's from some university somewhere. That's him. And now he's designed his own little keyboard. Now he's little...
It looks like he needs one.
Quick little demo there as I read.
He needs to do something with those hands.
It has been designed for optimum use. So it's been designed for optimum use with just one finger, or to split itself into two to make typing easier with two thumbs. So the keyboard is in alphabetical order. Yeah, that's
mobile phone. Anyone?
Yeah. Hello.
It's not exactly like he invented this.
Is he a monkey?
Any web page keyboard? Maybe the on-screen keyboard in Windows when you set it to alphabetical. I'm sorry.
No, here we go.
Yeah.
He's got it. It's coming up here. I did actually have this video to load up at the desired time, but it didn't work. So Lambie pointed out, so while this is doing what it's doing, Lambie pointed out that the QWERTY keyboard was originally designed, to slow people down, blah, blah, blah. He's developing a keyboard for Android phones. Apple and Microsoft will not let developers change the keyboard of the smartphone, which should be ready for download as an app between August and September. Now, Lambie is targeting developing countries such as India and the Philippines, where people have not grown up with QWERTY in their homes, but are buying up smartphones that have been made in countries such as China on the cheap. So I don't know. I've never...
Android phones will let you change the keyboard. By default, they have QWERTY, alphabetical, and Dvorak. You can customize your own keyboard. You can make it have configuration you want. You can also use something like swipe, where you don't actually type. You just sort of run your thumb over the keyboard and the desired word pops up. So, sorry, dude, but been done.
Yeah, I reckon. He's
Yeah.
not give me anything new there.
No, all right, we'll get rid of him.
Yeah, you're gone, dude. He looks like Tony Martin.
Yeah, a little bit.
Where's Mick Malloy?
But he's obviously seen a niche. He's been working on it for a while. He's seen a niche in the market, so we'll wish him all the luck.
I'm sorry, but if you've been working on that for a while, yeah.
I hope he had a second job.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not, I mean, look, the only reason I'm skeptical, and good on him for having another idea, but the problem is it's not a new idea. It's something that's been done. It's something that you can do now with apps on the Android phone. And as you said, Microsoft and Apple won't let you change your keyboard anyway. So
That's right. No,
really...
Android won't either.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah, but for the swipe thing...
No, you can
change
actually,
anything you want?
Yeah, I mean, you can, with an app you can change it. Or default, it has It has Dvorak, QWERTY, and
okay.
alphabetical, and it also has customization options. So if you go landscape mode, like showing on the picture there, you can modify your keyboard to ergonomic, which is basically that. So
Take a bit to get used to.
No,
I don't know. If he brings it out as an app, he'll do great. If he tries to implement it independently, especially now, given that so many things are moving away from a physical keyboard. I mean, it's almost to the point now where I come home and try to touch my monitor to do something, I don't know how much longer keyboards are going to be around anyway.
Well, good news is that Angry Birds Rovio has launched their new game. It's called The Amazing Alex.
So, good God. They're running out of ideas.
No, they bought this idea. So,
Really?
unlike the other games, Amazing Alex began its life outside the firm. It was originally known as Casey's Contraptions, a physics-based game in which players had to help the lead character free his toys. It was released in 2011 by Noel Lopez, a California-based independent game developer. Blah, blah, blah. He received positive reviews, which compared the task involved to the outlandish machines drawn by the cartoonist, blah, blah, blah. However, the title never became a hit, and the developer sold their intellectual property to Rovio earlier this year, following which it was removed from the Apple iOS store.
I'm sorry. If they want a game where you have to construct things, bring back The Incredible Machine. Somebody needs to make a port of The Incredible Machine. That was awesome. That was the original physics-based place to something and it does something game. And there's nothing. There are a few games similar on Android, but there's nothing like it. There's nothing with that sort of feel. It just had usability about it.
Now, Eric, are we up to your Bill Shock?
Bill Shock. Here we go. Let me just get the paper shock out of the way.
Trees.
Bill Shock. Bill Shock code set to save 1.5 billion. I don't believe this, by the way, because I think there are too many stupid people out there to even realise there is a code. Australians spend, according to this article, spend 1.5 billion more than they need to each year on mobile phone bills. Something new rules. This is badly written. Some new rules aim to prevent by ensuring plans are worded more clearly that the word cap is avoided. This is so badly written. Where is this from? My God.
The Australian.
Who's the journalist? This is pathetic.
Where did you get this?
Sydney Morning Herald.
Sydney Morning Herald,
What a surprise. The Telecommunications Consumer Protection Code announced today by the telco regulator, ACMA, put together by the telcos, blah, 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 blah. How complicated is this? Will act as a rule book for telcos such as Telstra and Optus on how to engage with their customers in a way that will eliminate bill shock. I've never had bill shock.
No.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't know what else they can do to make it that clear that when they say you're paying $49 a month and you're allowed and you get $450 worth of calls.
Yep.
And if you go over that $450, you start paying $1 a minute. Yeah. I don't know how hard that is to understand and look, that they have to make it any simpler.
Well, and also mobile phones have been around for a while now. Same with those plans, and you'd have to be living under a rock not to know that this is what happens.
It's not so much that it's not that. It's most telcos make it very difficult to check your current usage.
That's a different thing. I agree with that. They should make it very easy for you to log in and go that there it is.
A lot of that's what's come into it because, for example, sometimes a 1300 number, for example, may not be included in that cap, or it may be included that cap up to a certain amount. So if you're on the phone to Centrelink for 14 hours, then you might actually go over your cap, but you've only made one phone call, and you're not necessarily thinking about it when you go to make another one. So they need to have some sort of implementation where there's not this. I was on the Telstra website the other night looking at my mobile phone, and it said your data usage may take between 48 to 96 hours to update.
Yeah.
Well, that's handy. I need to know now how much data I've got left.
That's right, because I've got a week to go and I'm a bit sus.
Yeah. So, it's.
But you know what I think? You know, I think it's so. This is what I get from Telstra now, and you might get the same thing, Will. Based on the data, I will get an SMS when I've used 80% of my allocation. Right Now, why can't they send you an SMS when you've used 80% of your voice allocation or your cap, for instance?
See, I don't get that with my data.
I get it with my data.
Yeah,
No.
I get it with mine.
Because Sonia went over, she used like a meg over her cap, and
Did she have to sell a car?
it was $4.50. I think.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Did you have is your Big Pond account? Oh, well, is your actual Optus account redirected to your normal email? Because they're probably
Telstra.
Oh, you with Telstra now? Oh, is this on your mobile?
Our mobiles are with Telstra.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, well, you should.
Even with the home internet, I get a email at 95%.
I get an email too at 80, 90, and 95.
Oh,
I've only reached that once.
Which doesn't help because you got to check it, and it says it takes up to 96 hours to update, and you've still got half of your cap left. So,
But I think though that their back end, those emails are based on what they see at the back end, which is not necessarily available at the front end, the consumer end. So you're right. I get an email that says you've used 80%, and I log in and it says no, I haven't. I've only used 50%.
Yeah.
But that back end is more accurate. So I always rely on those emails rather than the user interface.
But see,
I think if you're getting,
you shouldn't. I think
You're right. You shouldn't.
This is where this law's coming in to sort this mess out, because people are complaining that they're doing what they can. They've checked their caps, they've logged on, they've checked how much they've used, they've tried to do everything they can do, and they're still going over because everything's so useless.
Yeah, well, there's got to be some integration. I agree with that.
I don't get anywhere near my cap, so I'm happy.
Sorry, Glenn, but you can't use third-party monitors now. Like on my internet connection, I used to have a little usability thing that sat in the corner of my, on my desktop and just told me how much data I used.
Yeah,
but Optus has blocked that now. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, if they enact a law that says no, well, you're allowed to you should allow third-party checkers if you're not going to supply your own. I think that's fair. But
that's right.
Generally, though, unless you're a teenager who's never had a phone until they're 18 and you don't really know much about it, and this is what really these laws are for, to protect the naive and the inexperienced. But generally, I think that's pretty clear. For me, it is anyway. I don't think I'm a super brain. That it's pretty clear when someone says $4.50 cap, and if you go over, you pay $1 a minute.
Yeah, but don't forget then, as I said, different things come into that, especially with data. Like a friend of mine has Facebook is free as long as she doesn't click on the pictures, because the pictures that you views in the app are free, but if she clicks on them and it downloads them, it counts as a data usage.
Yeah,
so
that's a bit dodgy.
That's what I mean. There's just stupid implementations that need to be sorted out. Whether or not a law's got to be passed, I don't know, but something has certainly got to be done. Like they've done in the States.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. They've got to fine tune what it's. A lot of this stuff's already there in their back end and their front end, but what they've got there existing has to be fine tuned to be more consumer friendly. That's probably what you're saying.
Especially when you're dealing with older people who all they want to do is pick up their phone and make a phone call. They don't want to have to.
Well, they should get a bigger
like
cap.
Dad's on a, I don't know what he's on, a $15 a month or something, and 90% of the time, it's fine. Last month, he got a $250 phone bill because he didn't hang up when he called a friend and his phone was on the charger and it stayed connected for 18 hours or something. So
18 hours? Jeez. Actually, I've had that. I've had a friend of mine had something like that happen too. Yeah, the phones were connected for a while. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just both ends didn't hang up. It was crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, that's good. Well, hopefully, no more bill shock, and we can all rest easy tonight. And,
ironically, my dad's name is Bill, so that was quite funny.
He has to change his name to Shock. Change his last name to Shock.
Now, any more, boys? Any more? Will, Eric?
I've good.
I've got one quick
Will.
story about, I don't know if you guys are aware about Chrome OS. It's basically it's virtually a cloud-based operating system. It's good for small laptops, netbooks, things like that, where there's no processing power because everything's stored on the cloud. Well, Chrome OS has just launched version 20, It's their stable release. And one of the main features that's implemented is Google Drive is fully implemented now, online and offline, so that obviously Google Docs and everything's available on the system. Google Drive is implemented because most of these systems don't have a lot of built-on storage. They're very low-end systems. They're almost like the OLPCs, the one laptop per child sort of system, so they're very low spec. So now they've integrated things like Drive to allow you to store things off-site. There's Pepper Flash, which is like a lightweight version of Adobe Flash. So it's really good. You can check it out if you've got an old netbook sitting around. I'm actually going to throw Chrome OS onto my EPC. I did have it on there, but the Google Drive integration was horrible, so I took it off. So I might throw this one on and we'll see how we go.
Have any of you guys read in terms and conditions, like do any of these online storage spaces, do they actually expire? Like, how much data would be out there that's stored that's not even used anymore because people have moved on or people have got another account?
What they normally do, there is a limit, like an inactive account limit. So if you haven't accessed your account for, let's say it's 12 months, they'll send you an email, they'll try to call you, they'll send you another email, and 6 months later, they'll send you another email, say, if you don't do something, we'll shut it down, because they need the space or whatever. I've had it with Hotmail account.
Yeah, that's right, Will. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had it happen with Hotmail account where I had a Hotmail and whatever their storage thing is.
SkyDrive.
Attached to that Hotmail account. And I had the same thing. They sent me emails for months saying they were going to shut it down. I didn't check my Hotmail account for about 18 months.
I don't know anyone who's still got a Hotmail account.
I do.
Oh, you girl.
I know a lot of people who, I actually still have one, which you need to have one. I've got a Yahoo one too, but you need it for, there are just some websites that only use Yahoo login.
Really?
Yeah.
What, Bing? Holy Julies.
Yeah, it was horrible. Actually, I had to get a Hotmail account so I could get a Bing AOL account.
Well, I've got a Hotmail account, so if I have to provide an email address to a site that I don't care about, I just want a free download, I'll just give the Hotmail account.
But it's funny, you know, the people who aren't in the tech sector predominantly have Hotmail accounts as their free accounts. It's anybody who's remotely techie probably has Gmail, because they have an Android phone or
they've got their own Exchange server.
Yeah.
Well, you know why I've got a Hotmail account?
Tell me, Glenn.
Oh, I opened it in like '98.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
you want to keep it?
That was not particularly. That's just the first one I've ever opened. It was my first sort of like online email account.
So you're a bit of a sentimentalist then?
Yeah, well, I'm like, why? I don't use it, except for what I've said just previously. But why not?
My first email account was an AussieMail.com.
Yeah, I've had one of those.
You know, the
I've had an
ones that
Aussie
you
email
could
in the
buy
past.
You could buy the little device thing that you used to hold up to the public payphone and punch your code in, and you'd get your email sent to you over the phone.
Do you remember that an ISP called Dialix? Do you remember them?
No.
DIALIX. That was my first email address, Dialix.
Yeah, right.
That was 19. Hang on. This is when you were paying by the byte.
All the way from
dial-up, paying by the byte. It is 1994.
Oh dear.
And you could go through $20 in 5 minutes. It was bloody expensive.
So tell me, Will. I mean, Eric, are you gonna watch The Shire?
No.
Yeah. So
I have a theory. Yeah. Garbage in, garbage out, and I don't watch garbage.
So you don't watch Bingle either?
No. Oh, she's an idiot.
Oh, isn't she? I don't watch it either. What a waste of time.
Well, a waste of bloody. Jesus.
How about Mrs. Brown's Boys?
I've heard that's
not safe
good.
For work. Very not safe for work, but incredibly hilarious.
Yeah,
BBC series just coming to Australia now.
If it's BBC, it can't be that bad. I'm actually watching Downton Abbey right now.
There's F-bombs in it everywhere.
Yeah, I've heard of that, Downtown Abbey. Yeah,
Oh,
look,
it's great.
I've heard that.
Downington Abbey, yeah.
That's all right. All right, we better wrap up. Eric, did you have any last ones?
No, I'm good.
And Will, got any last ones?
No, nothing important. Nothing that can't wait. Although they have to. I was just quickly reading a story that ThinkGeek has released a sonic screwdriver
I saw
as a
that.
promotional tool. It's yeah.
It actually
$99. $99.
I think it actually interfaces with your Kinect or something, so you can use it as a TV remote. Something like wave it around and makes the
no, it's a multiple controller, so you can use it for controlling your TV, AV devices, and things like that.
There you go. All right. Well, on that high note of great excitement, look, if any, look, it's a big long show this week. So thanks for sticking around. Go to the Facebook page. I've sort of added a few different pictures, makes it look a little bit better. Go to the Facebook page. Let's have a bit of a like drive. Just like us up, please, and see if we can just increase the likes there.
So you can get charged.
That's right. When I want to do an announcement. Yeah, so Facebook page. So it's just facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads. Nice and easy. And also don't forget the hosting at hosting.aussietechheads.com.au. If you ever wanted your own webpage, now's the chance to get it from $5.99 a month. Easy. Chicken feed. All right.
That's nothing. Cup of coffee. Come on.
That's right. And you can, it's got over 250 script installers, like WordPress, Joomla, whatever you want to do, surveys, whatever you want. Get involved.
You can also just buy the actual .com if you wish, and you can forward it to wherever you want as well, which is the cheaper option.
That's whatever you want to do. It's all available there. So hosting.aussietechheads.com.au. So thanks for everyone. Emails is Will, Glenn, Garth, and Eric at aussietechheads.com.au. Don't ask me for all the Twitters. I think it's Mr. Tompkinson, Eric with a K, Franco, Aussie Tech Heads, and Garth _ Hum. I think. Hum. Just get Garth on the email for now. I have to confirm that. But so that's it. So yeah, it's a big long show. So it's a good one for the 12th of July. So until next week, see you, Eric. See you, Will.
See you, mate. See you, Will.
See you next week.
See you on the flip side, and we'll see you guys there as well. So until then, it's goodbye.